Right, let's get to it. Rawl plugs. First of all, I'll install the Rawl plugs, then I'll talk you through it afterwards. There's nothing worse than watching a video with about a 5-minute introduction. Right, so let's go straight into it. Okay, let's secure your whatever you want to do to screw into it. Bit of angle iron here. Solid. Right. So, talk you through it now. What I've done there is the correct way, and there's 3 main things I've found over the years that people make a big mistake when using Rawl plugs. First of all, number 1, the wrong size of masonry drill bit. It says, as I mentioned before, on the pack it tells you what size of drill bit, and you must follow what it says. The yellow one in this case is 5, reds are 6mm, the browns are 7mm. If you use the wrong size, as in width of drill bit, then the hole is going to be either too big, so when you put your Rawl plug in it's going to slop around all the place. It's either you drill the hole too small and then you won't be able to get it in properly, you'll be then hitting it with a hammer and you'll make a mess of it. It'll probably end up bending on you, and you won't get whatever you're securing to the wall flush because it will be half bent sticking out. Now if that does happen, by the way, you can actually use a pair of snips and just snip off the excess, but you want to do it right properly the first time, eh? So number 1, use the right size of drill bit as it's supposed to for each individual colour of Rawl plug. So number 2, the other issue that a lot of people make is when they're drilling the hole, they're not keeping it true, as in square, as in perpendicular to the wall. Now what I mean is, if you're drilling and you're moving it around everywhere because you're pushing on it, get yourself in a position so you're nice and you've got a nice bit of weight behind you, you can push it into the wall and you're keeping that straight. The more you move around, then the sloppier the hole is going to be, and guess what, the Rawl plug, it'll end up spinning on you when you try and put any force, put the screw inside it. Now you can drill at an angle, by the way. Sometimes you're forced to because there could be an obstacle in the way, so there's nothing wrong with, you know, drilling in at an angle, so long as when you keep that angle all the way through, and then you can put the Rawl plug in and you can still get a really decent anchor into a wall. And the third problem I find a lot of people do is they don't drill the hole deep enough. If you don't put the hole deep enough, the Rawl plug will stick out, and also you've got to remember the hole's not going as deep as the hole for the Rawl plug. Sorry, the Rawl plug's not going for, you're not making the hole as deep for the Rawl plug, you're making it to accommodate whatever screw you're putting in there. Now sometimes you're going to have a long screw, this one's like nearly more than double the size, but you might go with a small screw such as this, which is pretty much the size of the Rawl plug, in which case just remember that when you're drilling. So you know, you can mark it with a pen if you want to. So you just mark it on the end there, get your pen, see where it is. Alright, so now I know I've got a little mark there, so when I drill into the wall, when I spin, I can see the mark and I know I've gone deep enough. When you're drilling the hole, just make sure you go that little bit more, because there's going to be dust and crap at the back of that hole and you'll never get exactly the right length from where you drilled in. You always need to go a little bit more, so when you're drilling, move it in and out, clear the hole a little bit. And they're the 3 main things that I find a lot of people make mistakes. If you avoid those, you'll get a really decent anchor. Here's a hole I done earlier. Should find it's a nice flush fit. You know, it's not sticking proud, so whatever I put into that now, using my little trusted impact wrench, I got this actually from Kowloon in Hong Kong. Okay, it's a little cheapy one, but it does the job, and it's so small and convenient. And as you turn this in, you listen. So that noise that it's making is the impact inside. It's not a hammer drill, unlike this one. So people that use electric screwdrivers, forget about it. That's okay, you know, that's sort of what you used about 20 years ago. If you want to make light work of anything, get yourself an impact wrench. My favourite, Makita. I've had this now for 15 years. Same battery, it recharges in about 40 minutes. It's so strong, this thing, and I've used it pretty much every day. It's just solid, it really is. It makes light work of anything. One hand, no pressure, watch. In you go. So, doing any amount of serious putting up shelves or whatever, use an impact wrench, don't use electric screwdriver. Okay, hope you found that helpful. Let me know, by the way, drop a few comments. I don't make many videos. If I find that people are getting, you know, a bit of benefit from this, I like to help out. I'll maybe do some more with some advice. Appreciate it. Bye for now.